If you've made it this far, it's not by chance. There's something the universe wants you to hear today. Perhaps God has chosen this very moment to speak to your heart. Your guardian angels have guided you to this message because there are answers hidden in the silence you carry. Take a deep breath. Feel the energy beginning to envelop your chest right now. This isn't just a video, it's a sign. Nothing happens by coincidence when the soul is ready to listen. Where are you watching from? Comment below, because this message was written with your name hidden between the lines. Today, the universe wants to show you something you still feel, even while trying not to. There is a presence that remains with you, a person that time hasn't erased, even though life has tried to pull you apart. They may not be by your side now. They may have wrapped themselves in silence, but there's something within them that still vibrates to the same rhythm as your soul. You notice this in the little things, in that song that suddenly plays and makes your heart tighten, in the breeze that blows and brings you a soft, almost imperceptible memory. It's as if the wind whispers this person's name without saying a word. This person tried to seem cold, tried to wear an armor made of reason, distance, and pride. But the universe sees what the eyes do not show, and what this person carries inside their heart is not indifference. It's fear. Fear of feeling too much. Fear of losing themselves in what they feel. Fear of looking at you and realizing that the destiny hasn't ended. It has only changed its form. It's curious how life teaches us through silence. Sometimes God steps back to heal, and when the heart is stubborn, he speaks in pauses. Perhaps this is the time for the pause that precedes the revelation. You miss them, and you feel this because there is something true. And the truth doesn't disappear. It only transforms into lessons until it can bloom again. There's something in this connection that defies logic. Even without contact, there is an invisible thread that connects two worlds. It's like a closed window that still lets in light. Even with the curtain of pride, the brightness insists on coming in. This brightness is the memory, the energy, the presence that doesn't fade away. You know that feeling that insists on coming back, even when you tell yourself you've moved on. It's the universe reminding you that there are bonds that weren't created by chance. Soul ties don't break. They just stretch until the right moment for reunion. This person feels the weight of the silence, and you feel it too. But your silence is different. Your silence is a response. It's a prayer without words. It's surrender, and without realizing it, your silence begins to speak. It echoes within this person's heart, stirring up dormant memories. It's like an old song that plays again when the world is too quiet. The universe has subtle ways of reaching out to those who need to wake up. And this person is being touched, not with words, but with signs. Perhaps in dreams, perhaps through small coincidences that start to repeat. The guardian angels are at work in this moment, weaving the threads of the invisible. They are guiding hearts to the right place at the right time. And the right time isn't always what the mind wants. It's when the heart can bear it. This person watches your silence from afar. They pretend not to care, but they miss your presence. There's something in you that is light, and light is always missed when it goes out. God doesn't allow encounters to happen in vain. Every soul that crosses your path comes to teach you something, and this person came to teach you about the power of presence, even in absence. There are days when the weight of longing is almost palpable. You feel your heart tighten, your gaze lost in nothingness, your chest craving an answer. But on those days, remember, the universe doesn't go silent. It speaks through synchronicities, a song, a dream, a repeated number, a memory that resurfaces out of nowhere. They are divine reminders that true love does not dissolve over time. It merely gathers, waiting for the right moment to be reborn. This person tries to convince themselves that they are okay. They try to fill the void with distractions, with noise, with haste. But the void is not fooled. The void knows the name that's missing. And in the silence of the nights when no one is watching, it's your name that the universe whispers to this person's heart. A gentle longing, but persistent. An echo of what was true. You feel it too, don't you? That energy that returns and suddenly touches your heart. It's not imagination. It's the subtle bond of two souls that still have something to live, to resolve, to understand. God does not work with endings. He works with cycles. And what seems like an end is often just a disguised beginning. So don't blame yourself for still feeling. Feeling is proof that life exists within you. Feeling is the seed of hope. And even seeds need the silence of the earth before they sprout. Maybe you're in that fertile time of silence now, the time when pain carves out space for light to enter. And when the light comes in, what once hurt begins to bloom. The universe whispers, "Trust." All that is true finds its way back, even if it takes time, even if it changes. What belongs to the soul returns purified. And when it returns, and it will return somehow, you will understand why you needed the silence, why you needed the distance. None of this was punishment. It was preparation. Guardian angels do not take away what is yours. They simply keep it until you are ready to receive it without fear. And maybe this person is also being prepared, because love does not arrive fully formed. It matures in the timing of the soul. Have you noticed how the universe operates when we finally let go of control? When you stop chasing after answers and just trust, what is yours begins to move in your direction. It's the energy of surrender. It is in this energy that the reunion happens, not necessarily in the same form, but with the same truth. Everything that was truly felt remains alive somewhere. And that somewhere is now. Here in this moment, there's a greater force embracing you, saying, you haven't lost anything. Everything is just transforming. What you feel is not weakness. It is spiritual sensitivity. It is your soul recognizing the connection even before your eyes can see. The universe is guiding you even when it seems silent. And sometimes God's silence is just the pause before the answer. Take a deep breath. Feel what vibrates inside you. This presence is not absence. It is a sign. There is a weight in the air when love is interrupted, isn't there? A space between words that were not spoken. An emptiness that speaks louder than any sound. This is the space where the silence of this story resides. A silence that sometimes feels like punishment, but is merely divine protection. This person has stepped back, yes, but it wasn't due to a lack of feeling. It was due to confusion, fear, and old wounds that still bleed. There are hearts that love but don't know how to stay. And there are souls that come together to awaken mutual healing, not immediate permanence. God doesn't allow easy encounters when the lesson is deep, and this connection is profound. It came to transform you. The separation that now hurts is the same that will strengthen you, because it is in absence that you discover how whole you are, and it is in silence that you learn to hear the voice of your own soul. This person wears armor. On the outside, they seem calm, rational, distant, but on the inside, there is a battlefield. The heart wants to go, the mind tells it to stay. The soul screams, pride silences, and between wanting and fearing, this person has hidden behind a mask. What this person feels is too strong to be ignored, but also too heavy to be lived in its current state. That's why the universe intervenes, separates, reorganizes, and purifies. Have you ever felt that someone distanced themselves out of fear, not because of a lack of love? That's exactly what's happening here. It's not disinterest, it's self-defense, it's not forgetting. It's a struggle for survival. This person's silence is not the end, and it's a disguise for confusion. But your silence, your silence is strength. It's the most powerful response the universe could give. Because when you stopped chasing, the mirror flipped. Now it's this person who feels the echo of your absence. There's an energy that begins to move again, slowly, as if the universe is untying the knots. And in this person's heart, something starts to give way. The armor, once unbreakable, begins to crack. The rigidity starts to dissolve. And the longing, which was once contained, begins to speak. This person remembers. They remember the gestures, the words, the moments when their gaze expressed more than their body could articulate. And in each memory, there's a touch of the divine, a gentle reminder. You still feel because it was real. God is working in the invisible, and in the meantime, He is working in you too, transforming your pain into wisdom, your waiting into trust, your love into faith. Everything that is rightfully yours spiritually will not be taken. It will be refined, and what is not yours will dissolve with ease. Distance is merely time taking the form of learning. And God's timing is never wrong. Your part is to keep moving forward without closing your heart. Because the energy you emit now is the seed of what will bloom later. Love without fear, but let go without desperation. Surrender and trust. There is a greater plan, and within this plan, true love never gets lost. It simply changes shape to return more pure. And perhaps this person is already feeling it, and maybe they're starting to see signs, to experience your absence as a call, to realize that coldness was never strength, it was escape. But what happens when the escape loses meaning? When the universe begins to reflect what is being denied, the mask falls away. And that's where love, the real kind, starts to find its way back. The guardian angels are moving the invisible pieces. Everything that seems stagnant today is just realigning. Your energy is being felt. Your light is being recognized. Nothing is in vain. Not the silence, not the waiting, not the pain. Everything is part of a divine process of healing, returning, and revealing. You are the calm before this person's awakening. You are the mirror reflecting what they still fear to see. And when they are ready to look without fear, they will see that what they were seeking has always been within you and within themselves. But the most beautiful part of all this is realizing that before reuniting with someone else, you are reuniting with yourself. You are discovering your own light, your own voice, your own spiritual power. The universe brought you here not to wait for someone, but to remember who you are. And when you remember, everything starts to flow again, because the armor begins to fall, not just theirs, but yours as well. That armor of pain, of fear, of doubt, it begins to crack, and from the crack, light is born. Now the silence that was once a wound begins to be healing. The distance that hurt is now wisdom, and the love that seemed lost starts to transform into faith. The universe never leaves anything half done. What is true always finds a way to continue, even when it seems like the end. Now, something begins to move, slowly, silently, like the dawn breaking the night. You may not notice yet, but there is a force aligning. The guardian angels are paving the way, blowing courage into tired hearts. This person feels it, more than they show, more than they admit. Their thoughts return to you in simple moments, while walking, while the day passes, while trying not to think, but the heart insists. The ice that this person created begins to give way, and the universe works where the eyes cannot reach. God is rearranging the invisible. What seemed like distancing is learning. The soul of this person is being healed, shaped, prepared. You, in your silence, helped more than you realize. Your silence was a mirror and a prayer. It was mature love, trusting in time, and the universe listened. Every time you said, "May God's will be done," something shifted. This person tries to escape, but the feeling follows them. They try to distract themselves, but the memory comes back. The heart refuses to forget. There is something sacred in this connection, an invisible thread that does not break even in distance, a bond woven even before the meeting. When love is of the soul, it does not end. It merely changes form. That's why this story still pulses, it still vibrates, it still breathes. The guardian angels are stitching the threads of fate, preparing for the reunion, physical, emotional, or spiritual. But before that, the awakening comes. This person is being touched by the light. What was denial is now longing. What was coldness is turning into regret. What was doubt is becoming a desire to reconnect. The universe whispers, the time is approaching. And the heart feels. You feel. This person feels it too. Close your eyes for a moment. Notice the calm that is emerging within you. It's a sign. Do you believe that silence also speaks? It does indeed. And your silence was heard in the heavens. Your tears were seeds. Now the universe begins to bloom what seemed lost. God has not forgotten you. This person hasn't either. Destiny was just waiting for the right moment, and that moment is drawing near. Nothing is lost when the feeling is true, not love, not faith, not hope. The universe does not erase stories with purpose. It merely writes them in different chapters. This person has made themselves cold to appear strong, but true strength resides in vulnerability. And it was your silent surrender that began to dissolve their defenses. There is a moment in time when everything aligns, when pain turns to wisdom, and what was doubt becomes faith. You are getting there. No distance can erase what is true. The universe always realigns hearts that are searching for each other, even when the journey is long. God is taking care of every detail. Nothing was in vain. Nothing is a loss. Everything is a refinement. Nostalgia has taught you to love with awareness. Waiting has taught you to trust. And silence has taught you to hear the voice of God. Look within yourself. Do you realize? There is now calm. There is faith. There is light. The universe is rewarding you. Everything that seemed chaotic was a new beginning being prepared. This person feels your energy. Even from afar, they sense your name vibrating in their heart. And soon there will be a sign, perhaps a dream, a message, a reunion. But above all, there will be peace. Because blessed love does not return the same. It comes back more mature, more radiant. God writes stories of return with invisible lines, and perhaps at this moment, He is writing yours. Nothing was wasted. Every tear was a prayer, every silence a response. Now release your fear. Allow the light to enter where there was once pain. Your part has been done. The echo of your silence has already reached its destination. The angels are smiling. They know what belongs to your soul cannot be lost. It transforms and returns with strength. Lift your head. The time for harvest is approaching, and what will bloom will be more beautiful than what departed. Love is returning when at the right time, with the truth that only silence reveals. Take a deep breath. Feel the peace that surrounds you now. It is a sign that the message has found your heart. You have never been alone. The guardian angels walk with you, and everything that seemed lost is being reorganized by God. Your silence was not forgetfulness, it was response. And the universe is responding now with signs and unexpected reunions. If this message resonated with you, leave a like. It's like turning on a light along the path. Share it with someone who needs to hear that silence can also be a prayer. When you spread hope, the universe returns it to you in double. And let me know, which word from this message spoke to you today? Silence, love, courage, destiny? Write it in the comments. Your word might touch another heart. And answer me this: do you believe that silence speaks? Sometimes it's in silence that God whispers the answers that haste won't let us hear. If this message embraced you, subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell to continue receiving words that heal and illuminate. Every time you come here, something changes. It's not by chance, it's a calling. You are light, and the universe conspires for what is true to remain in your life. No true love is ever lost. It simply waits for God's timing to bloom again. And when that person lets their armor down, you will understand the reason for every pause, every silence, every tear. Everything was a journey. Everything was love. Everything was God. Final message: may the angels wrap you in peace. May the universe realign whatever is true, and may love, when it returns, find you in light, not in pain. If this message resonated with you, give it a like, share it, and subscribe. Here every word is a sign. Silence has answered. The armor has fallen. Love awakens.